I'm doing a bit of a refresh on my face. I'm going to pick up the baby from nursery soon, so I thought that I would just spend some time and share with you my approach to my daily skincare, touch-ups throughout the day, and just very natural makeup. As a mum, I really do feel that I have stepped back from trying to make much of an effort with makeup. And naturally, I have just felt that paring back my look has been a thing. I don't know if that makes sense. I really focus on what I can spend much more time on, and I prioritize skincare. And I think that makes sense, for me anyway. I've never been someone that really wears that much makeup anyway, and to be honest, so I'm just kind of like moving into the mist, and to be honest, whenever I do wear a lot of makeup, I don't 100% feel like myself. So even when I go to events and stuff, I really do try to just wear makeup which is quite light, because then I feel naturally comfortable with that. Anyway, so I wanted to share a few products with you which help me feel put together, and I think that this has really changed since becoming a mum slightly. I've just rehydrated my face. So I did my skincare in the morning. I always focus on a lot of hydration and nourishment, and in the morning I also like to wear an antioxidant, and I amp up the nourishment and hydration. I am actually now going to put on some SPF. Weather is beautiful at the moment, and it's really quite warm today, and the sun is out, which is lovely. I've just topped up my hydration using this Decree Skincare Preparatory Mist, and it's a beautiful hydrating, it just feels so calming on the senses and really hydrating. It's literally a mist, it's not a spray, it literally feels like a mist. Because of the way that it feels, it really does hydrate the skin quite subtly, but packs it with hydration. I'm going to clip back my hair, and I'm going to use some SPF. This SPF is actually something that's new to me, that I'm trying. It's a new thing that I'm trying. It's been talked about so much. It's the Beauty of Gizaean Relief Sun Rice and Probiotics SPF 50. It says it's a lightweight and creamy type organic sunscreen that's comfortable on the skin. I will attest to the fact that it is light, and you can see when I put it on just how light it is, and I feel like this is a great sunscreen for my brown girlies. Brown skin girlies. I'm just going to put some here. I'm just going to show you how light that texture is. And what's really nice is that it feels super hydrating. For me, sunscreen, I'm just looking in the mirror here. For me, sunscreen has to be something that you enjoy wearing. If you're comfortable with the texture, you're going to wear it. It's also light enough to reapply throughout the day, and that's also really important, I think. So the way that I like to wear it is, I always wait in the mornings. If I'm putting it on in the mornings after skincare, I'll always wait about 5 minutes before applying a sunscreen to allow my previous products to just absorb into the skin, and then also that can prevent pilling. But this sunscreen doesn't pill anyway, so I have used this straight away. It's such a nice texture. My skin is really glowy already. That's my approach to skincare and makeup, is I want to feel comfortable in it. For myself, I don't want to feel like I'm trying too hard. I want to feel like me. The skincare products that I'm using help to make my skin look its best, then that's enough for me. But saying that, in the same way that skincare is an act of self-care for me, which really, really helps me mentally, I do find that doing my makeup, I just immediately feel really good about myself. So this is my skin with just SPF. Look, you can see it's super glowy. I love a good skin tint. I've got a couple here that I wanted to share, which I kind of use on rotation. This is my most used skin tint. This is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Enhancing Skin Tint. I use shade T10. I think I am going to use that today. I've also got a couple of products here that are new to me, which I really love. This is the H2O skin tint from Madara Skincare. I've actually got 2 shades and I feel like my shade match to them are just really on point. And you can see here, these are 2 very, very different shades. So this is shade Sunflower and then this is shade Wildflower. And you know what, I'm not actually going to use this today, but I want to show you just how versatile the shades are. I've kind of dropped them all over me now. But this is a very hydrating formula and you can see that they're quite different. But I can actually use both of this and I find that you only need a very small amount and it just blends in really well. So I'm not going to use this today, but I tend to, since I've been using it, since I've been trying it, I tend to just mix these together and it gives me a really nice warm complexion. Today though, as I said, I'm going to use the Lisa Eldridge skin tint, and how I do this is you just got to shake it because it's 70% skincare, so you want to make sure that the skincare mixes in with the pigment. You only need a little bit, so I'll show you what I tend to do. First of all, actually, I get some of this oil. This is the Emma Hardy Brilliance Facial Oil. I get a drop of this, put it on my hand, just a couple of drops, and then a couple of drops of the Lisa Eldridge. 1, 2, oh, that was 3, but that's fine. Give it a good mix on my hand, so then I can control how much I put on my face. And I literally just put on the smallest amount. It's just a thin layer. And then I just work it in. I find that not only does it even out my skin tone and even out my complexion, but you can still see my skin. And I think for me, what makes me feel comfortable when I'm wearing makeup is if I'm not putting on so much that I feel like I'm masking something. Yeah, I don't want to feel like I'm masking my imperfections, because then I don't know what it is, but mentally I feel like I think it's because previously in my late 20s, just before I went through a little quarter-life crisis, I started getting into makeup, but I realised that I was wearing it because inside, like mentally, I was unhappy with the way that I looked and felt in life at that point. So it wasn't necessarily the way I looked, but I felt like I was hiding behind makeup. That's actually how I got into skincare. At that stage, when I had realised what I was doing with makeup, I kind of banned myself from wearing makeup so that I could just get used to what I look like without makeup and also not hide behind something. It sounds a bit silly now, but actually it was a really pivotal point of my life, to be honest. What's also great about this is that it's very long lasting and it doesn't dry out the skin throughout the day. And if I want to add some more on, it's absolutely fine. It's not going to look cakey, which is perfect. Curl the eyelashes. I'd love to talk about lash serums at some point because I have trialed a few and I think I have found some great options if anyone is ever interested. Final touches, blush. And I also do use highlighter and contour sometimes, but very sort of naturally and subtly. But today I'm just going to go for illumination and a bit of blush. First of all, I'm going to use this liquid blush from Lumine, just to add a bit of a base colour. I'm just going to put that there so you can see it. But I feel that this really does provide a natural glow. So it still looks like my skin, my cheeks. It's shade Pink Blossom. It's such a good match to the colour of my natural flushed cheeks. Whenever I use this first before another blush, I always find that the blush that I put on top lasts longer. My favourite blush of all time is the Flush Balm by Merit. This is in shade Persimmon. I'm going to apply it on the top part of my cheekbone, so literally on the high point of my cheekbones, because it gives that lift. If you want a more youthful look, you bring it down so that it kind of gives you like a more sort of like plumped cherub look. But obviously, like as we grow older, our skin and collagen things start to sag. I'm not there yet, but I am aware that actually I do want to look a bit more lifted, especially now that I am a mummy. But yeah, that's literally all I do. I add on a skin tint, curl my eyelashes, add on some blush. It's very natural, so I don't even know if you can tell the difference, but I feel like I have done something. And then we're just going to add some lipstick. And in fact, I'm not going to add lipstick, I'm just going to add some gloss. And I am obsessed, as you can see how grubby this is, I'm obsessed with the Summer Fridays lip balms. I think they are so good. I think they are beautifully hydrating, nourishing, leave a gorgeous natural gloss. And this is my favourite one. This is the sweet mint flavour. I'm obsessed. Definitely a handbag essential. The act of putting on makeup helps me feel a bit more put together, but as you can see, just by curling my eyelashes and adding a tiny bit of glow and colour to my cheeks, I feel a lot more put together and a lot more confident. But yeah, off to get the baby. See you later.